Well, today I want to show you something really cool. I just love doing stuff like this. It's about 2:17 in the morning on a Thursday. Well, now Friday morning. So I'm working on this piece here. This is a remix I'm doing. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is I want to bring in another synth, but I want to use it on an older laptop. A Windows 7 laptop is actually what I'm using it from. And I have Nexus on a Windows 7 laptop. And so I'm like, and I found this really cool patch, and I'm like, wow, man, it'd be really cool if I could just bring that in on this remix, because it has like this super salt lead. Here, I'll go ahead and I'll just play it for you. I'll just play the super salt lead just by itself. You're just gonna like this. This is so cool. All right, let's just solo it out. Here we go. You gotta listen to this part right here. This is really cool. All right, so yeah, you get the picture. So I got this really cool super salt lead, and that's coming from Nexus. And you're asking, well, how did I do this and this is coming from Windows 7 laptop. You can see I have an audio channel, and it's coming from this audio channel right here. But it's reading the MIDI from Logic. And I'm like, oh boy, yeah, I know, it's getting all crazy now. And it's coming from a different network all out in outer space somewhere. Right. Well, I'll show you how. It's very simple. So in your MIDI editor, well, let's go back in there, and let's go ahead. Maybe let's just minimize this, minimize that. And in your MIDI editor, let's go ahead and just open that guy up. What is it? Window, show MIDI window. All right. I believe, if I remember correctly, all right, it's this one right here. It says network. So you just double click on that purple icon, like the color of the dinosaur, purple dinosaur color there. Yeah. Anyways, you're gonna see this guy pops up, and this is my settings. I have it set. No, if you don't have it set, you just create. And so what I do is you just click on this plus mark, you just type in the name of your network. And how you do that is usually it picks it up, but if not, we'll go over here and I'll bring in my computer, my Windows 7 laptop. Oh boy, what did that just happen there? Yeah, this is my Windows 7 laptop. I'm actually remoted in using this cool program called Chord, C-O-R-D. It's a free utility, and it just works wonderful. Only problem though, you don't really get audio coming in, but that's okay. I take care of it otherwise in different measures. And so on this in here, there's a little utility or program. It's called RTP MIDI. And I installed that on there. And it looks just like just like the Windows MIDI, network MIDI editor. And you can see the settings for that. And the settings for this, let's just cancel out of that. They're kind of like a little different. And you just, you find your session, and if it doesn't pop up, you just hit your plus mark and you type the name of your computer. Now, what I'm getting back to here is you got to know your computer name and your IP address. You could use either or, it doesn't matter. I like to use my computer name because sometimes the IP address will change. And to get your computer name, you just right click in Windows 7 and you go over here. I believe it's like properties, and then you go into computer name right there. Ba-da-dum. Just write in properties. Right click and go properties. Xenomorph. That's my computer name. Yes, I'm a big time Aliens fan. So that is my session. So you create that. Right up here, you just do a plus mark and you just type in that Xenomorph. And then also you want to make sure that this guy's turned on. And here you type in the name of your... This is on the Mac. And on the Mac you want to make sure that your computer name is up here too. So you hit the little plus mark and type it in. And how you get the computer name for your Mac? Well, you just go into System Preferences and you go to, where is it? I believe it's Sharing. Yeah, Sharing. And you'll see your computer name up here. You don't type that one. You want to type this one right here. It's with the, but skip the .local. You don't need the .local. You just need aliens-mac-pro or whatever it says, and it'll say something .local. And you want to make sure you copy that note down. And you just get rid of that, and you see how it's like that, just as it was there. So you need those two names, and once you got those two names, good. And then you go ahead and you just enable it. So you put as soon as you put the check mark in there, it gets enabled, or right there, or if not, you just put the check mark there. You make sure that your port is the same. Like right now, my port says 5004, and I believe if you go to the Windows thing, yeah, the port will say 5004 over here. This one's a little bit different, but you could see it right there, 5004. Both your port is the same, and I use a port that's around the 5000 range just because it's something that won't be used by something else. You can't use the same port on different devices or stuff. It has to be unique. All right, so we got that little taken care of, and so then once you hit enable, this will pop up automatically. So it's actually coming up and it's seeing this right here. And this is my computer name for my Windows 7 laptop. And if it does not pop up, you could hit the little plus mark button. 9 times out of 10, it'll pop up and it'll say that. You have to be on the same subnet. Now, what I mean by same subnet is like, all right, we're going back here, getting crazy now. Pulling up my old IT experience. All right, yeah. So if you go in network, it's like right now I have a static address and I have it set for manually. You could have DHCP, whatever. It doesn't matter. And on here it says a subnet mask of 255.255, blah, 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 blah. And you just want to make sure that this is the same, and also that your 10 address, like right now I have 10.7.8, those 3 octet numbers, you want to make sure that those 3 are the same for, so if we go over here and we pull up, what's our network? We right click up here and do Upward Network Sharing and change adapter settings, and then we'll go over here, let's do properties. And this is on the Windows 7, and don't worry about IP6, you won't use it. See, right now mine is set to attain address. You can manually set it, whatever. But what I wanted to show you is go over here to status, you gotta click on details, and you'll see first 3, 10.7.8 is the same, but the last octet has to be different. So I know it's getting a little crazy deep right now with the networking, but you just that will save you a lot of trouble in the long run to get these things connected and working. You just got to remember that the first 3 could be this. It has to be the same, but the last octet. So you see where the dot that separates, or the period that separates each number or digits of numbers, that each section is called an octet. It's all about binary. It's all when you break it down, it's all ones and zeros. So, and these are octets. So just remember that. And so we can go and close that out. So we both have kind of like we're in the same range. I'm in the 10.7 range. You could be in whatever. You could be 172 range, or you could be not 172. Yeah, I think that's it. Or you could be in a 192.168, something like that. Those are all private IP addresses for a local LAN network. You could even possibly do it through your what is it? Your wireless. But I like to do it through a. So like right now I'm connected to a gigabit switch. And when I say gigabit, your speed is like maxed out to like like on the connections, your network connections is gigabit, and so there's going to be no latency at all. So, all right, so we got this all connected, and we're good to go there. So, and you find this program. This is made by a guy named Tobias, I believe. He makes this program. Just Google that, you'll find it. It's a free download. It's called RTP MIDI, and you install it on your Windows 7 laptop. Works great. It's stable. That's all you need. You just put that in there. And then once you do that, and once you get it going over here, you make sure you hit enable and make sure you connect on both of them. They'll both connect. You don't have to worry about this down here. And I'll probably do another tutorial about this. This is like if you had like more than one keyboard and how you want each keyboard to react to other keyboards, or which direction you want your MIDI to flow. But for right now, what we're trying to do, we don't have to worry about that. So we got that going. Our port number is the same. Where I told you about the computer name. That's going because what's happening right here is it's broadcasting your computer name to the other computer, and the other computer is broadcasting it back. And so then you're gonna make this link, this link that's really cool, and it's like a MIDI network link. So then once we establish that link and we see that it's good, and you can see the little green light, we can close all that out, and we don't need it. And then like right now I'm using Ableton. And we got that, and then we just go to options, and you go preferences, and then in your preferences on Ableton, you're going to see this little thing that pops up. And it'll pop up because you might, if you have Ableton on or whatever it is, or Logic, you have to make sure that you restart it after you do all these changes on your network. And you'll see it. It'll come up right here. Where does it says? Xenomorph input. And I just make sure the yellow's checked for that one. You'll see an output, but I'm not sending MIDI out. I'm just sending MIDI in. This is going to be my slave computer. And that's it. Just make sure that's connected. Boom, done. Okay, and then you make sure you check whatever plugin that you're using on your Ableton. So we'll go ahead and move that out of the way for right now. And we'll bring back up Logic. And hello, where's it at? All right, so now, and then in Logic, I believe in your preferences, you don't really have to do anything in your preferences for Logic. I don't remember doing anything. Was there anything that I had to do? No. The only thing you really had to take care of was something in Ableton, because that's what I'm using on the other machine. And that's it. Oh yeah. And the other thing is in Logic, you just create a new track, and I do external MIDI, and then I pick my computer name, Network Aliens Pro, channel 1, what or all, or whatever, it doesn't matter. And then you pick that, and you get this right here, and you'll see it come up right here. And channel all, port, just make sure that this port is, I just want to interject real quick that the audio will change. You'll need to add an audio channel so that you can hear what's coming from the other laptop. So every laptop or every device that you have hooked up in the network, you need an adjacent audio channel with its input. Now this is I forgot to put this in here in the main video, so I'm going to just do it real quick on an iPhone, so that way I can just put it in there quick and release it today. So as you can see, I have an audio channel, and you just create a regular audio channel, but that you just make sure that the input is the input that you have coming from your laptop. So like right now, let's go over to my laptop, and here's the laptop that I have that's feeding MIDI, that I have network MIDI in. But as you can see right here, I have this little cable. Let's unplug it. I have this little stereo type adapter. You know, I'm not using anything fancy. I'm just using this regular stereo adapter. And then on the other side of the stereo adapter, here we'll go over here to the to my interface, and I have this. It's probably what you call, you know, I have these 1/4 inch jacks. So it's basically, you can find these type adapters on Amazon. They're not expensive. I believe this is made by a really good cable company. And I really love this kind because I can hook up any type of iPod or any type of, you know, that takes a 1/8 stereo jack to 1/4 inch left and right mono. And this just is, I just love this type of cable, and it just works great. Now you can use like, for example, I have this one here. This is just regular RCA. On the other end is, you know, another 1/8. But I also have these little adapters. You can see that they go from RCA to 1/4 inch. You can use something like that too, for, you know, for what you need. You know, whatever you need. You know, whatever you're looking to do. This is not about cable science here. This is more about how to get sound coming from your laptop, and using the MIDI to control that sound from that laptop into your Logic session. So, but I did want to just go over some of the audio issues that you may run into, so that way not plagued with like a bunch of questions like, oh my god, I follow everything but I'm not doing it right. You know, I just want to just cover this part because this part is also very important too. I showed you the other side of the connectors here, and this goes into your interface, you know, and I have many videos talking about how to hook up interfaces, and I'll go ahead and I'll link that in here. But that's how you get the connection in, and it's just a regular audio connection. And that's why the latency is really good, because I'm not using, you know, anything but just regular analog audio. And then that audio is then hooked up direct to my interface, and this interface right here is going into my Logic session via FireWire. And then once you go back and you have that all connected on your laptop, you just want to make sure that you, when you do open up a MIDI channel, that you also open up another audio channel. And then for the input, so we'll go ahead and we'll just do it real quick. Let's hit the little plus mark, and you just choose audio right here. And my hand is shaking. Again, do that right there. And you know, right now I have it set to 15 and 16 because that was my input. But you just change whatever input that you need that's coming from your interface. And your output, you just leave it as default. And you just hit create. And like right now I have input monitoring checked because I want to be able to hear what's coming in without having the record enabled. That's what input monitoring is for, if I can say it right. Alright guys, thanks. You know, and that's it. That's all you have to do. And when that comes up, so right now I'll play something, and I have it highlighted on that external MIDI. Check this out. I'm on my keyboard, my hands up. Whoa, yes. And the latency the is that quick. I mean, it's just like flying quick. Now, I did this one time on Logic to Logic, and I had like a laptop that had Logic on it. The latency wasn't too good. And I think that was like a bug in Logic. But when you connect to the other laptop, here, so we'll bring over the network, the remote connection of my laptop, and you can see the little meter go up, and the MIDI trigger. Watch this. We'll do a D minor chord. Whoa. Oh my gosh, that is just freaking killer awesome. Up the freaking hacking elite hacker, Uber hack. All right. Yeah. I think my only German word I know right now is Uber. I'm bad too. Yeah. Yeah, and I got a lot of German blood in my family line too, and I should know some German. But anyways, I also got Indian blood too, and English blood, and I'm just a mutt. That's all I am. Polish too, a little bit of Polish. Yeah. Why am I talking about that? I have no idea. Oh, it's 2:30 in the morning. That's why I'm talking about it, because I'm freaking messed up right now. Yeah. Okay. So we got that triggered, and so what's cool now is what I'm gonna do is I have another computer that I have over on another desk that has like Reason on it, an old Reason 5. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring that in, and I'm gonna start using some sounds from that. So then I'm gonna be all crazy, and once I do that, I'm gonna make a video about that too. And I'll have like 3 different computers. Heck, I'm gonna even go really crazy. I'll have like 5 computers, like 5 different synths going on, all networked, everything. And the cool thing about this is when you use Ableton and Logic, the latency is just really killer fast. And I'm doing 48K at 24-bit, or no, actually it's a higher bit rate, because in Logic it's like a 30-bit floating point or something like that, something crazy. But it's 48. It's recording in 48K, and it's great. It's like super fast. And what else am I gonna show you? Yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and undo that, and I'll show you a little prelude to what I'm working on. You're gonna like this. Check this out. All right, guys, have fun with this, and if you have any questions, just hit me up on the comments below. There you go. Give me a thumbs up too, because this is like so uber hacking cool,